Celia Folk, and I am the co-founder of The Style That Binds Us. My mom is the other co-founder, and she is in Alabama, so unfortunately she is not here with us today. And The Style That Binds Us is a media brand that makes up a YouTube channel, blog, podcast, styling services, and lots more. Today we are with Monica Sordo of her eponymous jewelry line. I am wearing some pieces. We have some here and also in the backdrop. They are fabulous statement pieces that are not to be missed, and I'm so excited to be with her today. She grew up in Venezuela.
Yes.
And was surrounded by the materials used in her jewelry in her father's design workshop. And she went to school for fashion styling in Milan and worked at Marie Claire Spain as a fashion editor, and then also in PR at Christian Louboutin, and also has founded her own jewelry line. So we have so much to talk about today. I'm so excited. I immediately fell in love with her pieces and her when we first met, and she presented the collection to me.
It was fantastic. I actually miss it a lot, and it's definitely a lot of inspiration into my jewelry come from like my background. No, I was born and raised in Caracas. I lived in Caracas until I was 9 years old, and actually when I was 9 years old, I moved to Puerto La Cruz, which is a beautiful beach town. My lifestyle was like being in the beach every weekend, and all my activities were like water activities, and I miss that now that I'm in the city and it's so hard. But yes, it's a beautiful country. It's a very lush country. And most importantly, one of the things that really are one of my main inspirations still nowadays is architecture in Venezuela. Venezuela in the 60s was a very, very important, let's say the modernism arrived to Latin America, through Venezuela and through Brazil. So nowadays, even with the whole economic situation and everything that is going on in the country, unfortunately, the architecture is still there. So it's just so beautiful. For me, it was like my day today, so I think it's something that I appreciate more now, that I'm not there. I think architecture, it's like something that I'm really, really close when I think about Venezuela. So it was very organic. The first collection, I think I will say I didn't know what I was doing. It took me time, to research and to find my own style. But it was there, it was inside me. Like now I see the pieces that I make and I'm like, wow, thanks God. Like I really have the faith in myself and the strength to do what I'm doing today, But yeah, it was challenging, but I started doing like my first few pieces in my mom's workshop. She helped me making some of them. We have her jewelers started working with me. I did a lot of development with my dad. I mean, he's still my mentor nowadays. Like, he's also like an amazing manager on his like actual job, which is not making these things. He always told me, I'm not gonna be making your jewelry, Monica, okay? I'm just helping you to like understand a little bit more how things are built and like what's possible, what's not possible, even though almost everything is possible.
Yeah.
That's something that I like thinking when I'm building something. Everything is possible. You just need to find a way to make it that it's functional. And that's design, actually. Like, it's not like design. It's not an easy road. If you really want to get a look, but it has to be functional too, you have to do a lot of research. And like, I think that's also like a very important part of our brand, like the whole engineering behind it. Yeah. So all that comes from home. It takes time. Like we launched in 2012, but I will say, like seriously, we've been out in the market for 3 years. Showing in market, like having like full collections, and with like a style that I can say it's really strong and unique. We work mostly with brass, and then we do this amazing inlay work. We work with all natural stones. Most of them are sourced locally in Peru, but then there's some stones like mother of pearl and everything that it's a shell comes from Ecuador, which is right next to Peru, and then some stones like the jasper, for example, comes from Brazil. But we try to source them locally. No, we work a lot with onyx. For the new season, we're working with white onyx, which I'm so excited about. And yeah, it's been very challenging also to work with stones. My previous collection, so it's been 4 collections that I've been working with stones. Before that, it was all metal, so it was like a big change.
Yeah.
Again, when I was saying, like, you know, looking for your DNA takes a little time. So the first collection was really hard. It was a disaster, but we made it to the stores. It was really hard. It was really challenging, even for like workshops and the artisans we work with. Like, think about it. These are master jewelers that they've been doing this for decades and like generation to generation. But you are innovating with the artisans too. I think that's another key word for like what we do. We innovate with our artisans. We don't take what they already know how to do it and just put it in our jewelry. We actually create new styles for them. Like, you can imagine that my jewelers have never made this like huge like ear flares like we do. So they were really, you know, they were challenged to. It's like something new and it's something different. So I think that's also one of the things that I also enjoy the most about designing and about making this real with our artisans. Is like the whole like innovation. I think it's really, I will say now I was capable to put Monica Sordo together by myself thanks to all that experience.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's really important, especially for like young designers out there, or like anyone, not just young designer, everyone that want to start like, you know, a new journey as an entrepreneur. It's like our previous experience is really important, no? So knowing how a magazine works and how being an editor feels like, and what are the needs of an editor. I think that was really important on how I deal like with the whole press as Monica Sordo, and of course being a Christian. Besides the opportunity to meet so much people here in New York, it was really good to understand. I mean, my PR system, to call it that way, here in our offices works exactly as I learned in Levinson. Like, you know, normally people like, you know, it may be something that you take care of later when you're starting a business, but for us was something that immediately was, you know, working as. So it was such an amazing learning experience. I will say my first answer will say no, but it's actually a yes, you know, because you know, because you don't realize it. Like, but when I was a kid, I loved playing The Office, and like I was the boss, and like everyone would be playing with Barbies and the dolls and like other kids, and I was like putting together an office in my house and like playing with my mom high heels and like my father's briefcase. So I think like that was like a first, you know, my parents should have realized that. So, you know, I ended up going to university and I really wanted to work in fashion. So I started working as an editor. But everyone, all the people that I worked with that really got to know me, you know, at a more personal level, always told me that I had like their entrepreneur, like they could see me doing something on my own. But I was really stubborn at the beginning, you know, but it took me a little time to realize that this is what I really wanted to do. So, you know, it's like yes and no kind of answer, I think no, I'm sure. The fact that I started my business when I had already some experience like in the industry was key for me to know which steps were more important. I think first of all, having a good product and like exceptional quality, it's key for you to grow, especially when you have like limitations, you know. If like you don't have a big investments from the beginning, I think it's really important for your product to be good, you know, because if there's a lot of money, maybe it's easier to push a product even if it's not that spectacular. But I think for me, it's been key to focus on my product, to really understand the market that I want to be in, and to really understand who's my target client, and work around that, you know. And that has led me had this sort of like organic flow as a brand. Growing organically, it's also good, you know, so you don't get hit by like big orders without being ready, not just as a designer production, but also you need like to have a budget, like if you're gonna be, you know, cash flow, no, let's say. So I think for me it's been key to grow organic. Morning, and this is something that I do every morning. One of the few things that I do every day is to make a list of what I want to achieve every day and try to stick to it. Of course, there's always things that are gonna pop up around, but I think it's very important, no?
Yeah.
Especially we as women, we like multitasking a lot.
Right.
So I try to not multitask that much, because then you're like all over the place, no? So I
Right.
think it's really important for me to make a list of everything that is happening in the day, so I know, like, you know, I know that what's happening, what's coming, yeah. So like you're in the right state of mind. Keep your expectations low. I think that's very important. And as I was saying before, if you have a good product, like design wise, look wise, quality wise, and you know where it belongs, that's already like you have the first step done. Check. That's key to success, no? So consistency, I think, is really important. You cannot expect for things to happen from one day to another. As I mentioned before, you need to develop your collections, and you need to evolve in your collections to get to a certain point that the product is strong enough and mature enough to be in the global market. So that takes a little time. I mean, unless you're like a genius, which they are geniuses around there. But you know what I mean. You need to give yourself time to find your very unique and strong look, and you need to be consistency. For me, it's like another keyword. So those two things go very well together. You know, the rest, there's a lot of other things that can help, but these two, it's something that depends on you. You know, like your creativity, your design, your quality, and your consistency. No one else can do that for you. So I think that will be my biggest
Wonderful.
advice. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in today to the Style That Binds Us YouTube channel. This will also be on the Style That Binds Us podcast, the full interview. We are so excited to be speaking with Monica today, and hope that you have learned a lot. I feel like there were so many takeaways from this, and that you will look into Monica Sordo jewelry. It is so beautiful. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for having us.
Of course.